Well, welcome to College Sport Check Basketball Scoreboard for this Thursday, December 29 scores, and we have the scores from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, starting with one game on Monday. Loyola Marymount, they defeat Morgan State 70-49. 12 games on Tuesday. Number 14 Wisconsin defeating Rutgers 72-52. Northwestern over Penn State 87-77. Maryland over Illinois 84-59. VCU defeats Howard 85-51. Kent State over Texas 63-58. South Carolina over Lander 90-62. Syracuse over Cornell 80-56. Tennessee State defeats Covenant 81-50. SMU over Memphis 58-54. New Mexico State over Eastern New Mexico 84-50. Michigan State defeats Minnesota 75-74 in overtime. UC Santa Barbara defeats Cal State Bakersfield 62-60. Now for Wednesday's scores, 61 games on Wednesday, starting with number 1 Villanova defeating DePaul 68-65. Number 21 Oregon defeats number 2 UCLA, breaking UCLA's undefeatedness for this year. Oregon winning 89-87. That puts UCLA at 13-1. Oregon, the Ducks, at 12-2. Number 12 Virginia defeats number 6 Louisville 61-53. Number 9 North Carolina over Monmouth 102-74. Number 10 Creighton defeats Seton Hall 89-75. Number 15 Purdue over Iowa 89-67. Nebraska defeats number 16 Indiana 87-83. Number 17 Xavier defeats Providence 82-56. Number 20 Florida State defeats Wake Forest 88-72. And the still undefeated number 22 USC defeats Oregon State 70-63. Number 23 Temple defeats number 23 Cincinnati 90-56. Notre Dame over St. Peter 63-55. Massachusetts defeats Georgia State 74-65. Western Carolina over Morris Hill 87-71. Houston over Connecticut 62-46. This is the College Sport Check Basketball Scoreboard. Prairie View A&M, they defeat Huston Tillotson 87-57. Penn over Drexel 75-67. Princeton over Hampton. Hold on, let me check that. Yes, it's it's Hampton. Princeton defeats Hampton 77-49. Alabama Birmingham over Miles 98-66. Nicholls State over Spring Hill 88-64. Ellen defeats Central Penn 89-60. Sanford over Fort Valley State 94-74. North Dakota State over South Dakota State 80-69. Valparaiso defeats Chicago State 80-61. Louisiana Monroe over Grambling 81-45. Some more scores here. Western Kentucky, they defeat Austin Peay 97-92. Central Florida over Tulane 85-72. And then we have SIUE who defeats Missouri S&T 85-67. And then Southeastern Louisiana over Southern Kentucky 64-53. Marquette over Georgetown 76-66. Boise State over Utah 83-80. Denver defeats Oral Roberts 77-63. New Mexico over Fresno State 78-73. Missouri State defeats Northern Iowa 68-64. Some more scores. Grand Canyon, they defeat Cal Poly 71-64. Wyoming over the Air Force 84-72. Nevada over San Jose State 82-55. Utah Valley defeats UC Riverside 73-64. UC Davis over Seattle 72-65. Colorado State over UNLV 91-77. And for the rest of the scores from Wednesday, Davidson defeats Hartford 105-75. IUPUI defeats Marion, Indiana 81-60. Jacksonville over Toms, Georgia 93-64. Delaware over Iona 63-54. Eastern Kentucky over Virginia Weiss 70-51. Wichita State over Indiana State 80-72. East Carolina defeats South Florida 60-49. Clemson over North Carolina Wilmington 87-73. Pittsburgh over Marshall 112-106. NJIT over Stony Brook 64-61. Miami, Florida defeats Columbia 78-67. James Madison over East Mennonite 82-65. Morehead State defeats Asbury 120-77. North Carolina Central over Truett McConnell 88-54. Florida Gulf Coast over Florida Atlantic 75-62. North Carolina State, they defeat Rider 99-71. Virginia Tech over UMBC 87-70. Mercer over Kennesaw State 80-76. North Carolina Greensboro defeats Citadel 95-87. Georgia Tech over North Carolina A&T 59-52. And then finally Northwestern State defeats Louisiana College 86-66. Thank you for tuning in. This is Manny Allegretta from the Skybox Podcast Center, College Sport Check Basketball Scoreboard, Spreaker.com, #sports, CommunityRadioLI.com. Click the College Sport Check button. Have a good one.